So one of my favorite books is called The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's by an author named Florence Scovel Shinn. It's on YouTube, so if you want to listen to it, and it's a very short read. I think it's maybe like a 2-hour audiobook, but it's a very short read. And the reason why I absolutely love this book is because when I first started learning how to manifest and understanding the power of just being a creator, that book really did help me to understand the power of my thoughts, the power of my words, and how I essentially need to be mindful of my frequency. One of the things that I also liked about it is it helped me open up my mind and kind of create a perspective that the world is essentially a game, and me being the creator of my reality, I get to write the rules. So today for day 9, I want you to consider writing rules for your life. Write down what the rules look like when you're playing your game. In other words, creating your reality, creating your manifestations. Write out what that looks like. For me, for example, one of my key rules is that I do not negotiate with God. Because I am a creator, because I have that life force energy living within me, because it is not robbery to be equal with God. I am the totality of God. You are the totality of God. Essentially meaning that God force energy is already living and embedded in you. Why would you have to negotiate with yourself about what it is that you want? So that's one of my rules. When I decide that I want something, that I desire something, unless I change my mind because I want something bigger, better, greater, whatever, I'm not negotiating. So that means I'm not settling. I'm not going to trick myself out of my manifestations by thinking that maybe I should just accept less, or maybe there isn't enough for everybody. So that's a number one rule for me as it pertains to the game of my life. So apparently my little iPhone said no. My little iPhone said, girl, your storage is full. You're going to have to figure something else out if you're going to finish this video. So thank God for backups. We move on. So the other rule that I have for myself is that I use my discernment to know when it is necessary to manifest in silence. Sometimes, y'all, you're going to be around some people that they just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand why you are blessed the way you're blessed. They don't understand, why you are so, quote, lucky. They consider, you to have that luck streak, or, that must have been a miracle. And it's because they just don't get it. They do not understand that you are creating from your God force energy, and that they also have the power to create from their God force energy, but they're not aligned to it. They're not tapped in. And I'm going to tell you a little cheat code when it comes down to manifesting. Do not waste your time trying to convince those people. Don't waste your time trying to get them to understand your position, to understand why you are delusionally manifesting, why you feel like the rules don't apply to you. Do not waste your time doing that. That is a rule of mine. I am very, very, very cautious about who I share my specific manifestations with. And it is truly just for my own protection. It is for my own mental sanity, because sometimes you'll get around people that will start throwing you off of your own game. They'll start planting those seeds of doubt, whether it be knowing or unknowing. And then that can start to make you question your own self, which will throw you out of alignment, which will put you outside of the frequency of the manifestation that you knew was coming your way. So I make sure to use my discernment. I listen to my inner voice, my inner goddess. I listen to her, and it's strong. Me and her, we go together real bad. So when she tells me, hey, you need to keep this one close to the hip, I keep it close to the hip. I don't say nothing. That's a rule of mine, though, is that I funnel every single thing, every action, every inspired action, every thought, every desire that I have, I funnel it through my intuition first. So I want you to spend some time thinking about what will be the rules for you. Remember, you are the creator of your world, of your life. You get to have what you want. Your story gets to look the way you want it to look. Just make sure that whatever rules you choose to set for yourself as you're manifesting, just make sure that it all works in your favor.